I'm Jenni Carlson here with Ryan Aber. We're in Norman, where Oklahoma has defeated Kansas State 86-76. And Ryan, the Buddy Hield show continues. I think we have to start there. Another 30-plus point outing by Buddy Hield, 31 today on 11 of 14 shooting. Is there anything not to be impressed with about this guy?
Well, no, there isn't, is the answer to that. But it's just becoming normal. I mean, he scores 30 points in a game, and OU either finds a way to win or Kansas is fantastic, and they will go to triple overtime. This has just become the normal for Buddy Hield. Nobody has scored 30 points in six or more games a season since some guy named Griffin did it a few years ago. And Blake Griffin did it 6 times during his last season in Norman, and Buddy Hield has already done it 6. And I have a feeling there's going to be more of these to come.
Doesn't feel like the 30-point train is stopping anytime soon. We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about some of these other guys that had fantastic days. And we got to start with Kadeem Latin, Ryan. He is just becoming a consistent, awesome force, essentially, for this defense with his shot blocking. But he's also scoring a lot of points for these guys, really emerging for them.
Yeah, last season at the end of the year when they got into postseason play, into the NCAA tournament, he was a defensive force for this team, playing really well on that end of the floor, coming off the bench. This year in the starting lineup, he was slow going offensively, but has always been a great defender. This last couple weeks, he's just been fantastic on the offensive end. Today, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 6 blocks. And we talk about Buddy Hield making 30-point games routine. Well, Kadeem Latin's making 6 block games routine. Doing it game after game. This is his second straight. He's done it, I believe, 4 times this season. He will continue to get better, though, on both ends of the floor as he gets a little bit better positioning-wise. But they needed a big game from him today with the Colton Manyang out with an illness.
You know, we talk about Buddy Hield. We talk about Kadeem Latin. You could also talk about Ryan Spangler having great numbers. You talk about Jordan Woodard and his shooting. The only guy, about the only fly in this ointment, Ryan, is Isaiah Cousins. He struggled in the first half against Iowa State a week ago here, came back and played well in the second half, but then a struggle at Kansas and another struggle today. I think it's official. He's in a funk, but yet he still finds a way to impact the game today. It seemed like he was more under control, even though the shots weren't falling today.
Yeah, no doubt. In Kansas, it seemed like he was taking bad shots at times, wasn't getting the kind of looks that we've seen out of Isaiah Cousins as he's been for most of this year, really their second offensive threat. Now that's clearly become Jordan Woodard. But Isaiah Cousins today, 2 of 8 from the field. He has 6 assists and 5 steals. He found a way to impact this game, even though those shots weren't falling. And those 8 shots that he did take, they weren't bad shots. They just weren't falling today.
And you got to think, once he gets that back, and there's no reason to think it won't come back, then this team, I mean, how do you beat a team with 5 guys that are as good as this starting 5 is? Ryan, lastly, let's talk about Wednesday. Bedlam comes up quick in the Big 12 schedule, and this one's at Stillwater, but OSU's obviously struggling and OU is not. I mean, this seems like a big mismatch. What, though, in your mind would be the biggest area of concern for the Sooners?
Well, I think the biggest area of concern is just sort of some of the things we saw today with the bench, especially. They didn't get a whole lot of help off the bench. Denzel Walker, who was fantastic for a lot of the early part of the season, has struggled over the last couple weeks. They need to get some production from guys like him, guys like Christian James, who has had moments but is still finding his role on this team. But I thought that Dante Buford played some solid minutes today. He's becoming more and more part of this team, and obviously when Manyang comes back, if he's able to come back Wednesday, it's apparently a strep throat issue with him. Should be back before too long. That this bench will look a whole lot better, but they've got to have their starting 5 stay out of foul trouble, things like that, because things get thin for them really quickly.
Definitely so. Wednesday night in Stillwater, it's going to be interesting to see how many Sooner fans are up there, because this team right now had a sellout, second straight home sellout to start the Big 12 season, so people are really excited about this team, as they should be. Again, 86-76, Sooners win.
Yeah, it's good conference win. I love the way the guys opened the ball game. Obviously created a margin there that played with for most of the rest of the ball game. Didn't finish it quite as clean as we'd like to, but we cleaned that up. And again, guys making good plays for each other. A lot of moving the ball well, a lot of assists. Obviously, way too many turnovers over decisions late. Not what we want to have, but happy for them. You know, coming off the week that we've had to bounce back and open a ball game like that, I thought was huge. And guys did a good job.
Talk about the flow of the offense, especially early in the first half. It really got you a big lead in the game.
It was huge, yeah. We had good movement, good attack, guys moving the ball well, guys making shots, creating some offense from turnovers, scoring in transition. Again, guys really making a lot of good plays for each other.
How difficult was it to get you guys ready and mentally focused after what went down on Monday?
Interesting week. I thought if we'd had to play a game on Wednesday, it would have been awfully difficult. 2 days after Monday, which sometimes you have to do, but we didn't have much balance at that point. And a little better on Thursday, and I thought pretty normal yesterday. So it took kind of that, from the way they worked in practice, kind of that 3 or 4 days to get back to what we thought was pretty normal.
Lon, you've been around a lot of good players in your career, but the tear that Buddy's been on the last 6 to 8 games, can you put it in context and just what he's doing and how it relates to other guys you've been around?
Yeah, it's hard to imagine anyone playing more efficiently than what Buddy is in terms of making shots, attacking, making good plays for his teammates. Just really impressive at this point. But he works at it like that. He works to do that. And he's all about winning and all about his teammates, and yet he knows his role for this team is to step up and do what he's doing. And everyone wants to see him do that for sure.